Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a couple of weeks since you've seen me because I have been so busy with work. It has just meant that I have just had work on my mind. I've been putting in extra hours and such in order for us to meet various deadlines with this project that I've been doing with my new team on secondment at the moment. And I was so happy that Friday, so just a couple of days ago, we got a 100% pass rate on the work that I have been doing, which means going forward by actioning it this year, if we carry on doing that, that's going to have a massive benefit for the team I'm on secondment to. So yeah, I'm really proud of the work that I've been doing for months now with that team, and to finish with my week off with a 100% pass rate, that was incredible. And yes, I've got the week off now. I plan to sleep to catch up on various things, do a bit of shopping. I want to go see How to Train Your Dragon live action, because I absolutely love the animated trilogy. I think it's just one of the best animated trilogies out there. And so yeah, I want to watch the live action version. I'm also turning 39 on Thursday, so yeah, I'm going to be spending having lunch out with my mum and dad, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to a week to just relax and such. And today is also Father's Day, so happy Father's Day everyone who celebrates it. I'm going to be spending some time with my mum and dad today, and yeah, I'm just very much looking forward to this week and everything. So yeah, but anyway, I'm here to talk about the book I have been reading of late, which is Summer Nights at the Moonlight Hotel by Jane Costello. So this is a book I got in an advent calendar collection by shot by Mum, and it is a secondhand advent calendar where you picked two genres and then you were delivered 12 books. 12 books, which were a mixture of the genres that you picked, and they were all gift wrapped, and you'd open it and see what you got. So I picked romance as one of the categories for that one, and this is the book, one of the books, shall I say, that I got. I'd never read Jane's work before, never read this before, no idea what to expect, and so I went into this kind of completely blind, and I hated it. I absolutely hated this book. I have to say it. The way that I am, I'm very honest about how I feel with the books that I read, and unfortunately, it was just not good. So what's this about? So this is about three friends, Lauren, Kate, and Emily. That's it. Sorry, I had to glance down at that. I was like, that tells you the fact that I can't remember one of the three protagonists of the story, just tells you how well this went. Who live in the Lake District, so it is an area that's absolutely stunning, very expensive to live in as well, and all of them, the three mates, find themselves single, and so they decide to sign up to salsa classes at the Moonlight Hotel. And Lauren, this book is actually written from her perspective, so you could say Lauren is the main protagonist, but technically all three of them are. So Lauren, her dad worked there for like decades, and so she knows a hotel very well, and they turn up and find that there's only one other couple there. They were expecting lots of people, and there's like no one there. Then two drop dead gorgeous men walk in trying to find a conference room that they're not able to find. It turns out their meeting is cancelled anyway, so they get invited to stay to the salsa class, and it's about the three friends, the two men, the relationships that develop, and the secrets and such that come out in the process. And this is one of those books where you can read this and your mind be completely switched off, or you have to switch your mind off in order to read it. Sorry, an alert's come up on my screen. It's really bugging me. Hang on. There we go. Yeah. I spent the majority of this book either saying out loud or saying in my head, are you fucking kidding me with this? I don't want to put Jane down at all for writing. This is her 9th book, and it's considered her funniest book. I didn't laugh once, I will say that. But the reason why I was getting so angry and saying, like, getting out louder in my head was because this is so ridiculous. Why is it that in romance novels, women just have no sense of danger, of, you know, what is right and what is wrong? This drove me up the wall. So we've got one friend who, I don't want to say too much because obviously because of spoilers in case you do want to read this book. We get one friend who's caught up in a scandal to do with a married man, and I'm like, what? You knew he would? Why would you do that in the first place? Just no. One woman who was caught up with a scandal that could lead to the destruction of her career and everything that she has gone through. And again, I'm like, just why did you make the choice to do that in the first place? And then you have one woman who, on the slightest suggestion from a man that she has only known for like a day, saying about going to Singapore, then starts applying for jobs in Singapore and doesn't think about the thing of, oh my God, I'd have to leave all my world behind. I'd have to move to Singapore. What that means, just really, just why is it that women in romance novels don't think about consequences? Why don't they have common sense? And unfortunately, all 3 of these ladies in this book fall into the traps and everything of their own destructions because of the choices that they made, because they didn't think about consequences and actually the further afield impacts of things. Like I said, why would you just have a suggestion from a random guy about moving to Singapore, then start applying for jobs in Singapore? Why? The more I read this book, the more I wanted to slap and punch these ladies. And I hate to say that. Oh my God, because it was just like, wake the fuck up to reality. Please just wake up to reality. This is so nonsensical. This is really, I feel like, has been written where you have to completely switch off your brain in order to read this book comfortably, or at least I felt with reading this. Like, each to their own. I know there are people out there who absolutely love this book, and then there are people like me who absolutely hate this book. That I just feel like, why can't romance novels actually have genuine female characters who think and feel and understand the world and have sense of morals and do what they do because they're having gone through the multiple complexities of their situation. Why can't we have that? I think that's why, perhaps, like, for say example, Jane Austen, her characters, although some of them, yes, she does have like silly female characters, but all of them are very, very young and naive. But her characters, they grow, they get a real awakening of the world, they figure out who they are. And for those who are already at that point, they're female characters, they stand by their morals and they do the things that they do because you completely understand their full picture. Whereas something like this, it is just fluff and nonsense. Women have depth, women have complexities. I wish writers of romance genre would get that, and it just doesn't happen, and it's so frustrating. Now, I'm sure there's lots of romance novel writers who do portray women as normal people and as the ways that I am saying, please do this. But this, I just feel like for the masses, though, that doesn't happen. I mean, there was that other romance novel by Georgina. Oh God, I've forgotten her surname. She was on like The Only Way Is Essex or something like that. You're probably screaming at the screen, going, "It's Georgina," and fill in the surname. But like her books, because I read one of them and I was just like, are these ladies actually meant to represent real women? Because Jesus Christ, that is terrible. And I felt the same way about the ladies in this. Like, I'm sorry, the first line of this book is about figuring out the Lake District pathways and 4-inch heels don't mix. And it's like, yeah, you can do that excuse if you're a tourist, and you make it clear that these ladies they live there. They know these places back to front, upside down, left, right, every which way. So why would they be doing that? It just nonsensical. I just want a story where sense happened. Like, we have it right there. And I was just screaming through the course of this book, begging for that to happen. And it just didn't happen. And so I just got through this as a slog. The stories, it's pretty ridiculous. The people aren't great. The story is ridiculous. Okay, it does capture kind of the beauty of the Lake District, but it's more like a veneer to I think the actual place itself. It just feels like I turned up at the wrong party. This is not my thing. For some party goers, it's like, okay, another way of putting it, like reality TV, like Love Island and The Only Way Is Essex and stuff like that. I see that, and I see, the people who are involved in it all looking the same, who I just feel like I would scream if I was in a situation with them, just because I can't stand it. I can't go there. No, I can't go there. And so, yeah, 2 rooms in a hotel. One is like Love Island, and one is a beautiful library where I can sit and have, intellectual conversations with lots of people who I admire and learn from and such. And I went into the wrong room. That's how I felt through this whole book. I was not the person this was targeted for. This is very much like lying on a beach, your brain completely switched off, and just, you could read it without focusing on the story and the plot. I don't want to put Jane down for what she's written. It just screamed no for me. So yeah, the characters are unsensical. The characters are ridiculous as people. They're not nice people at all. Yeah, one of them is described as being the nicest person in the world, who was always there, the bestest of the group. So therefore, it's like, okay, she's going to turn out to be an absolute bitch. I could tell straight off she's going to do something really bad. And oh, what do you know? She did. It was predictable. It had no depth. The story as a whole was just loose, and I want writing that cuts to the core. I want depth. I want to fall in love with the characters, just as the protagonist falls in love with whoever they fall in love with. That's why, like the Jane Austens, the Brontes, etc. That's the kind of thing that just gets me. And this is just didn't get me. It was just fluff and nonsense. And I don't want to put Jane down for her writing, as I've said over and over and over again. Well done for her multiple book career. Everything. I don't know how many more books. As I said, this is the 9th book. As mentioned, I blurbs and such on the back and such. But it just, well done for that career. But that is it. I just have no interest in it at all. So there we go. I felt good having that deep breath, just get it out of my system. So that's my thoughts on Summer Nights at the Moonlight Hotel. Time to ask my usual questions. Would I read this again? Hell no. It's a massive no. Would I recommend this to anyone? No, I don't think I would, to be honest, unless they wanted something that was so airy and fluffy and just then yeah, I'd recommend them that. Would I read any more of Jane's work? No, I don't want to. I've always said that I would give new authors a second chance throughout my time, but I'm sorry, I just have a feeling that if this is her 9th book, and this is considered her funniest book as well, whatever she has written in her bibliography, I'm going to have no interest or want whatsoever. So I'm going to say a straight up no. So there we go. So those are my thoughts on Summer Nights at the Moonlight Hotel. Have you read this book? I'd love to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, tag together each side. And I will be back in my next video where I'm announcing my next 5 reads, and you can find out what I'm going to be reading on my week off. I'm very, very excited. So there we go. I will hope to maybe see you in the next video. And if I don't see you for a while, have a good Father's Day if you celebrate. And I'll be back with my thoughts on whatever is for book review wise, whatever is the next book that's revealed in the next video. All right then, everyone. Bye.